right, welcome everybody to the comic panel. I'm Cody.
I'm Taylon.
And I'm Jacob.
And today we're going to be discussing Batman Shadow of the Bat by Alan Grant and
A few others.
a few others. Let me see. So that was Norm Brayfoyle and Tim Sale.
Brayfogle.
Oh, Brayfogle, excuse me. Yeah. Norm Brayfogle, Tim Sale, along with the works of Vince Giarno, Dan Jurgens, Dick Giordano, Mike Collins, and colorists Steve Mitchell, Ardian Roy, letter Todd Clean, yeah. And then cover artist Bill Oakley and Brian Stelfreeze.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah. So Taylon, you chose this book. Do you want to give a summary for it and say why you chose it?
So this book is split up into, three or four sections. The first four arcs are first four issues are one arc.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next two are separate, like not connected.
Yeah, so there's four issues that are an arc and then two standalone stories.
Mm-hmm. And then the last two are
an
arc as well.
Yeah.
And so the first arc covers the rebuilding of Arkham Asylum under Jeremiah Arkham, who is the son of Amadeus Arkham.
No, not the son, the nephew.
Nephew. Okay. Gotcha. The nephew of Amadeus Arkham. And then the standalone issues are talking about a Batman character, and then a just random ugly American.
Oh yeah, that was man, what a weird story.
Yeah. And then the last two covered a bug boy, sort of
Tick
with two escapees.
The human Tick. There we go. That's right.
Human Tick. Yeah, because I knew it couldn't just be the Tick, because isn't that
No,
it's not the Tick.
No, it's not. It's the human flea. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a flea. Okay, yeah.
Because I thought that too. Once you brought that up, I was all like, there's the Tick, but this is the flea, and then I forgot. Yeah. So. Yeah, and was there a reason for choosing this book?
I was looking up. This comic was referenced in something that I had watched before or read before, but cannot remember what it was.
All right.
And so
something.
Yes.
Okay.
Something.
And I looked it up. I was like, oh, that's a cool cover.
Mm-hmm.
Added it to my watch list or read list. Sorry. And then I was like, oh, well, might as well pick it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I was just gonna say that, like, yeah, I found it kind of interesting because I was like, I wasn't really looking forward to it. You know, Shadow of the Bat doesn't give me like, anything to really, go off of. But I liked. I don't know if either of you guys read the introduction at the beginning of this book.
I did, yeah.
But
I read like the first couple sentences, and then I was like, not for me. Let's move on to the book.
Yeah, that's right. You can always trust us to tell you what happened in the introduction.
Yeah, because I know you'll always read it, so it's fine.
Yeah. I will slog through the worst introductions. But this one wasn't too bad, and it kind of talked about how they basically the concept for this book was going to be focusing on the characters in Batman's life, those who are in the shadow of the bat, basically.
But like the criminals.
Well, not just the criminals, because you kind of noticed in that first arc, not not that it was necessarily focused on Nightwing, but Nightwing got a lot of, panel time, screen time, whatever you want to call it, and same goes for Robin later on and stuff like that, and Commissioner Gordon, so it's like those people that are, like, and we'll get into that later on actually, but
what I liked is that basically they were like, well, we had Detective Comics, we had Batman, the main issue, and then so we're like, we got to come up with something new, and then Batman, Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth just came out, and so we kind of like wanted to, figure out how we were gonna do, distinguish this, So they were like, all right, cool. And so they came up with that new idea.
No, and I thought it was a pretty cool, like that first arc was basically like, semi, like a spiritual successor in a way, or not I guess it's not a spiritual successor, because then that would be more like if it felt a lot like Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth, but it did.
It's one of those scenarios where it's like, we can never make this canon, but people really liked it, so how do we make it like half canon?
Yeah. So yeah, I just had the Journal of Amadeus Arkham, and then they threw it in a fire.
Yeah.
Never to be read by anyone ever again.
But man, Jeremiah wishes he read it.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm crazy too. Oh no.
Yeah, honestly, should have saw the signs when, like, that whole flashback where he just stumbled on, like, a robbery gone wrong kind of thing, and then he's all like, yeah, no, like what?
Oh,
I was able to see into his mind.
Yeah,
and knew just what he needed to hear.
Yeah, and then
was it what he needed to hear though? Because then he killed himself.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot how he said it, but
well, I mean,
he knew something.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is kind of strange that, like, he, like, that was just the right words to at least get some sort of reaction. Like, I don't know, what are the chances?
Well, because what he said was, you don't need to kill me, your father's not coming back. And then he was like, oh, thank you. And
was it like your father's already dead? Or
Something
was
like
it?
Well, yeah.
Hold up. I have to look at my phone.
Thing.
I can just look at it.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
I mean, effectively the same thing.
Yeah. But yeah, either way, what I'm trying to say is that, like, yeah, a weird character, that should have seen this coming a little bit, or somebody in his life should have seen it coming.
Yeah, just weird. Writing's on the wall, and also, why is it the family business to keep running asylums?
Yeah.
Don't know.
It does, like, it almost seems a little bit shoehorned in, like, when you really think about it. It's like, he really didn't need to, but he was just like, I have to prove it, that I can do it. You didn't have to, guy.
It's been like, even if you want to run an asylum, just don't do it in Gotham.
Yeah.
Do it anywhere else. But man, a lot of weird buildings. I was surprised at the number of times that, like, a building was weird was a plot point in this book. Because it happens twice, which doesn't seem like a lot.
Huh.
But only being separated by, like, 3 issues, it's kind of weird.
What was the second one? Because I definitely know the first one.
It was that one with that weird deformed baby that
yeah.
Thomas Wayne had delivered, like, 30 years ago, and then the father, like, became a recluse. And then built, like, his equivalent of the Winchester Mansion.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he described it as
Escher.
Yeah, Escher painting.
MC Escher. Yeah.
So I was
just weird that it happened twice. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
I want to issue a bit of a correction of what was stated earlier.
Okay.
This is not a correction in a sense, because it just makes it more confusing. But the summary at the back of the book of what this collection was says that...
It only talks about the first 4 issues.
That's fair. Says that Jeremiah Arkham is the son of Amadeus Arkham. And in the comic, it is his uncle.
Huh.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, man. Okay, I am.
Maybe there's 2 Jeremiahs.
Yeah. No. Not allowed. Anyway, though, I no longer trust publishing information and marketers in comic books. They get the facts wrong all the time. It seems like now. I'm like, wow.
Well, it's like, man, the 12 issues, like, oh, a year later. You know, we don't remember the fact. We don't remember what we wrote a year ago.
Like, yeah, I'm like, you gotta send it. You gotta send the images to the writer and artist and be all like, is this good? I didn't actually read it. Is this good?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, though, so
I'm still sticking with there's 2 Jeremiahs.
no, they're clones.
Of course, old-timey, the Prestige clones.
So like, you're Jeremiah and you have a cousin named Jeremiah?
Yeah, weirder things have happened, probably.
Okay, so it's like Wally West.
Yeah. There's a Wally and there's a Wallace.
Jeremy and Jeremiah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Or Jerry.
Or Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Anyway.
those 4 issues, this first 4, I don't know how I feel about it. Because, like, the first 4, it's like, oh man, somebody is killing people like Zaz, but Zaz is in the asylum. So who's killing all these people?
Mm.
And it's, like, really interesting, and, like, they fake murder a cop so Batman can get into Arkham, which seems like an escalation. It seems like a bit of a wrong step, but...
Well, see, you needed to know that Jeremiah thought he was crazy.
I mean, dresses up as a bat, jumps off roofs all the time. I don't think you need to do fake murder.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess there is, like, you know, is he part of the Justice League at this moment, though? You know, he's kind of like...
I guess, yeah, you have to have a reason for the police to turn on him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, sure.
Yeah.
I guess that makes a little more sense, but even, like, putting him in the asylum, it doesn't really seem like it needs to be there, because they just break in and out all the time.
Yeah.
Man, that's embarrassing for Jeremiah.
It's
Oh
true.
yeah, and then that's the big twist is like it's not just somebody pretending to be Zaz. It was Zaz the whole time.
I don't know. I see what you're saying, Jake, but I thought that it was I won't say it was like compelling or anything, but it was fun. I thought it was fun.
Well, yeah, I guess before I knew what the outcome was, I liked it more. But then I learned what the outcome was. Like I thought it was gonna be, oh, is it gonna be Arkham is like being imprinted on by Zaz, and it's like Zaz is like manipulating him into killing Arkham into killing people. Because he also puts on this weird like outfit to murder to like throw us off. I guess because you just see the murderer through silhouette, and he's got this big old top hat, and he's wearing a suit, and it's like that's weird.
Yeah. Got you. I do want to interject and say, I like the fact that Zaz was created for this comic. They're like,
oh really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So this is his original appearance.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Humble beginnings, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he makes a pretty he has an important part kind of in the Arkham games. Maybe not important. He's around, yeah.
He's like one of the first villains you have to take down in Arkham City.
Yeah.
Definitely the first one. No, in City he's a side quest. In Asylum, he's one of the first people you like encounter. Like after the breakout happens.
Yes.
Gotcha. Oh man, I've played this game too many times.
I've only played City all the way through, but I really liked it.
Oh, gotcha.
But man, it's weird for a first appearance. Like they don't even like give us any backstory. You're just like, it's murders people, poses them. It's fine, whatever.
Yeah,
it's Gotham. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
And he marks himself.
Yeah, scars his body.
Yeah, which is visually very interesting,
Mm-hmm.
but not super practical.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was really cool when, like, it was like basically it was the reveal in some way, at least it was him doing the killings, because like they showed underneath the foot, he was all like, no new marks, and then Batman went away and he's like, ha ha ha, new mark.
Yeah, just forgot about your feet, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't know. It's also weird, like, before Silence of the Lambs, like, how you had to, like, make serial killers, like, threatening while they were, like, being treated. Because they just, like, put him in a metal tube with a hole for his mouth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So was that part of the first sentences you read in that introduction?
Oh, no.
No.
What do you mean?
Oh my gosh! Wow, because that was specifically referenced.
Yeah. The opening of the introduction is essentially the Alan Grant saying that at it was San Diego Comic-Con, an angry fan came up to him holding the book and was like, "You just ripped off Silence of the Lambs," and he was like, I've never read Silence of the Lambs or seen the film. I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never seen any imagery, talked about it to anybody,
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. And then they had, like, they actually, it was so, like, kind of surreal, actually, because, like, I think it said 1991, I want to say.
When Silence of the Lambs came out?
Or no, when this whole interaction happened that he was talking about at Comic-Con in San Diego. But it was around that time that the movie came out too. But basically, yeah, he, like, it was just surreal, like, because, like, what I know San Diego Comic-Con to be now, like, they were like, yeah, we actually, like, got lunch together and had a really good chat. I was like,
oh, you could never.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Wow. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I kind of rag on that big middle tube, but I do like the art that comes out of it. It's like, okay, now you have to let this character express via only their mouth, artist.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Yeah.
And the artist went for it.
No, I think, yeah, there was a lot of, like, interesting faces in this.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Especially when we get later into the book. There's, oh man. That cadaver guy, man, he's got some expression.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also, I was gonna say, kind of in reference to something you said, Jake, about Batman. I was just gonna say I really like how, like, fallible he is in, like, across these stories. Like, I just feel like a lot of modern Batman is like, oh, he's so cool and he can do anything, and it's all like, no, he, like, messes up a lot in this story.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he eventually gets it, but it's all like, yeah, not his first try every time.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, he gets close sometimes, but other times it's like, man, really missed that guy who's obsessed with fleas had that son.
Yeah.
Or grandson, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, like, even, like, I guess it turned out that they were okay, but that guy, like, fell off the building and he was like, oops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like, there's no way my line could catch them. I was like, oh, that's...
He met his
Hey, you
end.
know what? This was a couple years after 89 Batman. Can't save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the Joker's just going to fall off that building.
Yeah. That is actually an astute observation.
Which, oh man, this book is such a time capsule of stuff that was important in the 90s. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was so interesting.
It was so weird. There's just like, there's like the public event that the villains are going to crash. And it's like, all right, what do we have? It's Gotham AIDS Week.
Oh, yeah.
Not AIDS awareness or AIDS treatment, just AIDS Week. Which is super weird.
Well, AIDS charity,
I'm pretty sure the banner just says Gotham AIDS Week.
Well, yeah. But
Yeah. Fair. Also, I thought it was very funny. I won't get like overly political in our comics show here, but like I thought it was very funny that one issue was about like, you know, heroin and like, you know, it being like trafficked in.
Yeah, that's right. With all I forgot about the drug awareness issue.
I
completely blanked that.
Yeah, so there was that one, and then the very next one, the CIA show up, and they have a history of flooding
they're the
neighborhoods.
They're the ones
with heroin, and I was just all like, "That's why the CIA are in Gotham, because they stopped the heroin flow. It wasn't the Colombians; it was the CIA posing as Colombians."
Yeah, but you forgot about the other thing that the CIA did, which is their mind control experiments.
Yeah,
which also happens in that issue.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, it's like, man, we've got drugs, the CIA, AIDS. Like, man, all this stuff is like important 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Gosh, I know it was 30 years ago.
Wild.
Yeah. And they have like they have animal rights groups and like and like random like painted on anarchy symbols on the walls.
See, I thought that was gonna lead like into like the character anarchy, but
nah. Anarchy was just in, Jake.
Yeah, I forgot.
So yeah, I thought, you know, a lot of this really worked for me. I thought it was a lot of fun. You didn't sound as hot on the drug awareness issue, which I mean, like, I found it less of a drug awareness issue. Like, I mean, it does work as that, but it was like also just like, I don't know. It felt more than that to me.
I don't know. I guess I got kind of, I don't know. I guess I hit a bump in the road when it's like, man, this is Black Spider. The way I know Black Spider is like, he's fighting the Young Justice.
Yeah.
In the cartoon.
Yeah.
And now he's like murdering people. Like, what happened? What character journey do you have to go through? Like, yeah, in Young Justice, he's knockoff evil Spider-Man, and in this, he's just like going around being the Punisher.
Yeah. Now, see, he goes from killing people to then being in Young Justice.
No,
super weird.
Like, I mean, at that point, that's just reusing a character and, like, you know, that they already have the rights to, that they don't have to, like, create, because, like, he blows himself up at the end of the issue. He's gone. So
yeah, he definitely does die at the end.
Yeah. So, like...
I am...
So I'm
80%
just confused
certain.
in the arc that, like, he goes through. He's like, you know what? I've had enough murder. Now I'm just gonna harass some kids, I guess.
I'm gonna say I'm 80% certain that that death is unwritten in future issues.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh wait, are you did he show up in the Young Justice we read?
No.
Okay.
No, Young Justice the show.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, they just didn't even, like, I mean, maybe his death is unwritten, or maybe somebody takes up the mantle, you know, or something like that. But I'm like, yeah, as far as the show goes, I'm like, I feel like they probably really didn't, like, take much into account for his character.
Yeah, probably. I will say,
could be.
I'm surprised that this isn't, like, the first appearance of Black Spider.
Like, I mean... I don't know where else. Literally, this is the second time I've seen him, and the first time was Young Justice.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it did seem like they were kind of interested. Like, you know, in the introduction, they almost said that they were going to use in that first arc, they were going to use Joker, but Joker had just appeared in a Robin miniseries, and so they didn't want to overexpose him. Which I'm like, man. DC needs to learn some lessons from the past. I mean, I don't know if they're really overexposing Joker right now, but they sure have.
I saw I saw someone was like, it's rumored that Joker is like the villain behind everything for the Batman. I'm like, no, don't do that.
Oh man, that'd be It'd be something. God, you see that movie's gonna be 3 hours?
Yeah.
I don't.
Incredible.
I don't know if I want to believe it.
Apparently, it's not official yet. But
Oh,
man,
really?
Can you imagine 180 minutes of Robert Pattinson Batman?
You know, I'd be fine with it if it was true, but right now, no.
Okay, interesting. I guess all of the things I've seen about it have been like very patently like this is happening, this is what it is. So I didn't realize it was a rumor still. Everybody's latched onto it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been like, I don't know, the last movie that they reported like this ended up being like 12 to 15 minutes shorter. So if that still holds, it'll still I think it'll still be the longest Batman movie.
Yeah.
In theater release.
That is still considering Christopher Nolan directed the other ones.
Yeah, I can't believe it either.
Correction, not all the other ones, just the last 3. Okay, you know, aside from Batman's appearance.
That other one.
Yes, aside from Batfleck. There you
go. Yeah. Anyway, though, back to the book. Yeah, I guess, was there anything that you guys specifically liked about it? We've kind of been all over the place on, you know, plot and story and stuff like that.
Oh, that reminds me. The other reason I bounced off that drug awareness issue. How much cocaine does it take to kill a kid? Because I feel like if there's enough in the bowl of cereal to kill him only after a couple bites, because otherwise, like, you'd notice it's a different taste, so why'd you keep eating it, dumb kid? Then, like, it can't have been that much. Could it have been?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, the process, like, okay, sure. The mom dies of an OD because she got heroin that she didn't know it was that pure. So that, yeah, sure, fine.
Uh-huh.
But then they also kill the kid for some reason.
Is that what happened, or did someone force her to?
No. It was definitely an accident. The kid put the heroin on his cereal.
Yeah,
thinking,
I don't.
Oh, because he thought it was sugar.
Yeah.
No, I thought. Wait, did the kid do that, or I thought an assassin did that?
No, kid did that because he was asleep. He woke up. He was hungry. And then so he saw that his mom was passed out and he made himself a bowl of cereal.
Oh, okay. And then he just picked the first white substance he could find. Instead of, like, I don't know, a sugar shaker, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't put sugar on my cereals because I'm an American kid. So
I did.
There's too much sugar on all our cereals.
What are you talking about? You've never had Cheerios?
Yeah.
I've suffered every time I've had Cheerios. What do you mean?
Oh, I put sugar on Cheerios.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, I'm in the middle. I would like put sugar on, like, yeah, even Rice Krispies, even though those are already sugary, kind of. But anyway,
I guess I misread that. Thank you for the clarification, Cody.
That's all right. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so that's what happened. Also, yeah, okay, this relates back to me saying I loved the faces. One of my favorite parts, actually, is, like, Nightwing going to break Bruce out of the asylum, and then they meet each other in the ventilation.
That was such a dumb part.
That was, like, my favorite part. They're like, Bruce's face is just, like, shocked that there's somebody else in the ventilation. It's just like, Oh, it's hilarious.
But you're right, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. I think that this, like, yeah. I feel like this has a good balance of, like, having some of the cheekier, campier sides of Batman mixed with, like, you know, the grim and gritty that was popular from the movie and the Dark Knight Returns. No, Dark Knight.
Arkham Asylum?
Returns. Yeah, you're
Returns.
Right.
Okay.
You're talking about, the book.
The book,
Rises is the movie.
Right, okay.
But they're both TDKR.
Yeah.
What? The Dark Knight Return.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
The Dark
There
Knight.
you go. You got it.
Mhm. Yeah. Anyway, The Dark Knight Returns and the movie, Batman '89.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
Was this before or after Batman Returns?
Like the movie?
Yeah,
Before.
because that would have happened in like '92, right?
Batman Returns? Oh, okay. I was
Because
not thinking
that's
about
still
that.
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it would be 92, so it would be after.
Okay. Glad we all have our dates together. On
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so that's what I liked about it. I don't know if you guys have anything else in that vein.
I know issues I liked. I liked the first 4 and the last 2. But all the ones in between, I didn't really like. But I liked the first 4 because it's technically still a kind of interesting mystery with this new character that people haven't seen before. So that's pretty cool. And then the last 4, like, I don't know. It's a good old fashioned let's kill Gotham plan, which is it's fun.
Or you mean the last 2?
Yeah.
The Flea one, yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah, the stuff in the middle with like Chancer. Like, come on, grow up, get a better name.
True. But I mean, I think that kind of spoke to how young he was too. You know, it's like, I don't know. I perceived him as very, very young.
I did not.
Like, well, not very, very. Maybe that was a little bit over.
Do you mean like new to villainy?
Yeah, new to villainy and like possibly like just in his 20s. Like,
I guess when I say grow up, it's not because I thought he was young.
Yeah,
I just
no.
thought it's a dumb name.
Yeah. No, but I know what you meant, but I'm just like, you know, I think that he may have literally been young too. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it could have been, I guess.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'd say I agree. I guess like, also I agree with Jake. Like first 4 good, last 2 good, middle 2 or middle. I don't know how many number there are.
God, wait, how many issues are in this book?
Okay,
we gotta nail this down.
It's 1 through 12, I believe.
Okay, man, this is a year of Shadow of the Bat. Minus an annual. Oh no,
I don't know if they give Shadow of the Bat an annual.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, now they give everything an annual, but back in the day, it was a little bit like you had to be a really popular book to get an annual.
So there should be like 6 issues in between, not 2. We've been.
Oh man. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can remember the arcs in this book. First one, Zaz.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then Black Spider. Ugly American.
And then the thing with the Chancer, which is actually like 2 issues.
Oh, that's multiple issues. That's what
Yeah.
I think that's what's tripping us up. Is the stuff with Chancer
Okay.
is multiple issues.
Well,
That's tripping me up because it like that should not have been 2 issues.
Gotcha.
Okay, I guess I interpreted that as, yeah, that's right. I mixed that one up with the end 2 issues, which are the human Flea and the Misfits.
Oh, the Human Fleet,
Yeah.
which was also
man.
is that 2 issues?
Well, that's the 2 issues at the end.
Oh, you're right.
Man, the Misfits, what a bunch of like C tier losers.
Well, that's exactly the point.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Okay, I'll amend my earlier statement. I do kind of like the idea of a bunch of losers getting together to try to not be losers anymore. But man, I don't know if you can get any lower than like Killer Moth, Calendar Man, and a completely new guy and Catman. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, what a bunch of $1 supervillains. Like you see a meme where it's like you have $100 and there's always like the last tier on the bottom that's worth 1. They're all like $1 supervillains.
Yeah. They were fun though. Yeah.
Like, yeah, Catman and Killer Moth are pretty fun. Calendar Man has one of the worst costumes I've ever seen.
Yeah, and on top of that, they were actually like saying, "Oh, he did a pretty good job with his gimmick," you know. But I'm like, wait, what did he do? Does he actually have powers? And I didn't understand, like, visually or textually what those powers were, if he does.
Nah, he just throws iron, I don't know, like
lead-lined calendar pages.
Yeah.
As like shuriken, I guess.
I guess, but I don't know. Then why did they say that he did well? Like they were.
I don't know. It's a solid gimmick, I guess. I think that's what they were saying.
I guess.
Like, the Riddler, like, you got to be smart. You got to come up with riddles. Like, if you're the calendar man, you just got to wait. Like, there's always like another day coming up, and that's gonna be a holiday of some kind.
Another day, another crime.
So you can be doing crime all the time.
It's almost like you don't need a gimmick.
I mean, I guess. But I do want to give props to whoever came up with the redesign of just having the months on Calendar Man's head. Good job. You did a good job getting him out of that costume.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so wait, this is 96, 97. They attributed Tim Sale for like the art of Batman, The Long Halloween, but The Long Halloween came after this, so that's odd.
Yeah. I was also gonna say. Oh yeah, I really liked, how fleshed out some of the side, or well, I don't know if you could even call them side characters. I don't know. The cast is really fleshed out. I felt like, even like for instance, I think that's probably why I didn't bounce off of the drug awareness issue as much, as that, like, all of those people felt very like real to me. In this universe, at least, it was like,
okay.
They felt like they had histories and stuff, when like you could easily just be like, this nobody villain, Black Spider, and we're just gonna kill him at the end anyway.
Gotcha.
He had true personal and emotional stakes.
Yeah, and I'll say that issue, like specifically with like the heroin stuff, like, and affecting his family and how it affected him, that was pretty moving.
Okay,
yeah.
I guess I can give it that. It's just, I don't know. It's Black Spider. It's just a weird choice. Could have been anybody.
Yeah. And it is like a little bit like, I don't know. Yeah, it does have that like drug awareness of like, I don't know. Actually, I'll take it, what I was about to say back before I say it, is that like they did, Batman kind of is all like, says something about how like that's like killing people is not how you treat addiction, basically, taking it to be like a mental health problem over something that they've done wrong necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the reason I call it like the awareness special is like it's got a weird new like way of telling its story because it's told in flashback via letter. Your main protagonist shows up at the very beginning and then the very end, while somebody else does the whole story, and then the person who was involved the whole time blows up at the end, so you can wrap it up all in one issue.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not saying it shouldn't be a drug awareness issue. I'm just saying that I appreciated the way that it was handled, as far as like not. I guess
not the worst one I've ever seen as far as like drug awareness specials go.
Yeah, not the.
But it definitely is that.
Yeah, not the famous Comics Code Authority breaking Spider-Man issue that had Harry Osborn take some mind soap.
Oh, yeah, I'm not aware.
Yeah,
I was thinking of when not Bucky.
Speedy.
Yeah, when Speedy does heroin on the cover. Oh, okay.
No,
I shouldn't laugh, but
no, that one's also famous. But no, the first one I think to break the comics code was Amazing Spider-Man, because the whole story was that like basically I think the president or the president's administration sent him a letter that was all like, "Would you please do a story about drugs?" And then he's all like, "I can't. You said that I can't." And then he was like, "I'm just gonna do it anyway, whatever." And so yeah, but it's like LSD is called mind soap because it just just scrubs your brain away. Just you're gone after that.
No, see that's actually a compliment to call it that though, because that means it cleans your mind.
Also, the
good
government made LSD. Why are they raising awareness about the thing they made?
Hey, Paul, controversial topic, unless that is confirmed. Government, you're not listening to this, right?
I thought that it was made by a scientist on accident.
Yeah, flag my recording at 41 minutes. But right. I'll look it up in case.
All right. Anyway, though, back to Shadow of the Bat, though.
Man, that Ugly American issue is kind of dumb. I don't know why they wrote it.
Yeah, I mean, I found it like super funny though. Like I didn't take any of the emotional stakes in that one seriously, and so I was just like, it was just hilarious to me that like he runs a car off a bridge because it's a Toyota.
He didn't buy American.
Yeah. It's like it's a Japanese manufacturer. It's just like, and then he kills a little dog because it's a French poodle, not American.
I will say, like, it's all fun and games until he meets his daughter, and he's like, "You married a foreigner?"
This guy is.
Man, it's like somebody today wrote a comic book about what they thought a book like this would be in the 90s. Except it just is.
Oh. Gosh, yeah.
And then the CIA show up, and then they just shoot him in the head. And then it feels like it's an awareness issue, but I don't know what about because it's all so cartoonish.
CIA awareness. Be careful around those guys.
Like, did anybody take this seriously? Can you?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I guess like Batman dropping off a folder. Well, actually, I don't know if it's necessarily Batman specifically, but like, hey, here are the contents of what happened to your father. Like, all you can do right now is bring justice. You know.
I mean, I guess maybe it is CIA awareness.
Yeah.
But we got the old woman, her dog back. I mean, not the same one, but a replacement.
Yeah.
That was a nice touch. Oh, also, The Misfits is 3 issues long.
Oh, and it really shouldn't have been 3 issues.
Second longest arc in the book.
Also, you know what? You know why I dislike Calendar Man's costume so much?
Why?
Because it's so bad, it forces me to give Catman a pass. On that ugly, like orange and yellow. Like, come on. Like,
yeah.
How would you think that was a good idea?
It is actually pretty much the same costume, although, like, it gets pared down as for a cartoon show, but pretty much the same costume that the Catman from Fairly Odd Parents wears that was played by Adam West.
Oh, yeah, because he also has the Crimson Chin. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it's just, oh man, I gotta give Catman a pass because the calendar. Oh, and then that when like they're kidnapping the mayor, Bruce Wayne, and Commissioner Gordon. Like, I can't believe, like, you know how people make jokes now about like how inept the GCPD is, and like Batman has to solve everything.
Yeah,
like I can't believe it's gotten better over the years. When they go to kidnap the 3 most important people in the city, all they have to do is drop a big net on the police.
Yeah. I was kind of confused by that too. I was like, wait, it's just a net? Like,
right. And they drop it flat over a bunch of police, so it doesn't have time to like tangle up or anything. It's just like, man, all those cops should get fired.
Yeah. And also, like, I was kind of confused too. I never realized that at some point Commissioner Gordon's wife worked for the GCPD.
Was that his wife?
Was that?
Yeah, that was the lady that, like, basically she answers the phone, and then she's all like, you, like, half the force was there, and then, like, basically they call later and was like, make sure that she is the one that's delivering the money. Yeah. Did you hear anything I said just now, Jake?
No, I did not.
Okay, I was just talking about. I didn't realize that Commissioner Gordon's wife worked at GCPD, or I mean, maybe they're not husband and wife, but certainly significant other. Publicly.
Where did you get, or
because
what confirmed that?
I don't know, just some of the dialogue in that issue, like when she's where is that at?
Is it the woman who's like who's always answering the phone?
Yeah, that woman.
Huh.
Yes.
She looks a little young to be,
just a redhead, but I think Commissioner Gordon just looks old.
Yeah.
He's always just kind of looked old, except for maybe like year one, but even then.
Yeah, he always kind of looks a little old. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they say it. Misfits Part 2.
I mean, that would make sense though, because like when they're talking about giving the ransom money over, they specifically give it to her, and they say something like, "With Commissioner Gordon's life in danger, they know you wouldn't try anything, anything crazy." So that does track that they're like involved somehow.
Yeah.
I thought it was just that Jim Gordon was such an important figure.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's how I interpret it. But you guys could be right.
Yeah, I just don't know who this character is, and I'm like, she seems important. I guess I need to read some detective comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, kidnap the three most important people, and then like when they go to like explain what happened, it's like, oh, they had a bunch of gadgets. Like they dropped a net and they had like a boombox with some gunshots like pre-recorded onto it.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, man, that's it? That's all it takes to kidnap the three most important people in Gotham?
That's all it takes. And also like they just lumped Alfred on the head and then took Bruce, like, or shot him with like a sleeping dart or something.
Yeah, but I mean like that at least like they had to cut off traffic. They had to figure out that Alfred was going to take that truck, and like actual planning and like some execution had to go into that.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Okay. Good
and
point.
Then the other two is a big net.
Yeah.
And that renders the entire police force useless.
Yeah. Got him. And
I can't believe it. Why does anybody live in Gotham?
Well, they're the only
rent
city
prices?
that has experienced mass exodus, so on a consistent basis.
But more people keep showing up somehow.
Yeah, rent prices. That's what I'm gonna say.
It's gotta be like the cost of living in Gotham has to be like bare bones.
Yeah,
anywhere you live might get blown up by the Joker, might become a hostage to the Joker, might be involved in a bank robbery.
Let's do a thought experiment. Okay, what if all these stories show the worst parts of living in Gotham, and living in Gotham is mostly safe?
But then
I don't know though.
that would be predicated on time passing in Gotham. But a lot of these stories, I guess we don't know how much time passes between some of them. some of the arcs. But like Batman would have to get older,
Fair.
And the other thing is like in every rendition, like I've read at least, before Batman shows up, Gotham is like literally the worst, run by mafia at every single level.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Oh man.
So I mean,
can you imagine like the mayor of Gotham being like, "Hey, we're safe now. Like, you can come back. Gotham is the new tourist destination."
I'm pretty sure they've had to do that a couple times.
Gosh. Also, this mayor is like pretty useless too. He's
Yeah, Bruce is over here being like, "All right, I can get all these screws out of here," and he's like, "No, we're just gonna die."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's very much. Oh man, what was the term for like old horror movies? Just he's a scream queen. That's what it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, does nothing to help the situation, but like reminds the audience of the stakes.
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy the TV show.
Not.
I knew it. I knew it.
Anyway, though, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about something I disliked in this book, which was I really felt like sometimes Batman was written so stale. Like everybody else,
yeah.
I said, had like good like character background, I felt like, and I like understood them as a real person, even if they didn't get a lot of time on page. And then it was like Batman, like, I don't know, he's just all like, am I an addict? Like so like robotic.
Yeah. No.
Like
That's a bad one.
yeah.
But you know, doesn't answer that question. Like asks the question, but it's like you reader decide. Like I don't know why.
I mean, I guess you could say, I don't know when it comes out, but the introduction of what's his name, Bane, that story with written by Denny O'Neil, that one kind of answers that question. But yeah, I mean, it's I'm not saying it's like a connection to that story, though. I'm just saying if you're intrigued with the idea, oh, is Batman an addict? That one makes him an addict, and
okay.
I guess this is before it was fine to just say Batman is mentally ill on the page.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess
they have to leave it with like a little bit more doubt, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do agree. It's like most of Batman's dialogue in this is like quipping while he fights.
Yeah, which is also weird on Batman. Not what I'm used to.
Yeah, not a super great look. Don't love that.
Wait, what is? Sorry, I missed
Quipping on Batman.
Oh, like him giving out quips.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when he's fighting that sloth stand-in, he's just like he's like trying to talk to him, the deformed baby who's now grown into like big muscle man. I don't know what you call that like genre of character.
I was thinking of that two mice of Mice and Men.
Oh, of Mice and Men.
Oh, he's Lenny?
Yeah.
I don't know, Lenny, sloth, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Same class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But who would win in a fight? I'm just kidding.
Know.
Jake, don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Hey, actually, it looks like Vengeance of Bane was before this comic. It says Vengeance of Bane was 93 to 95.
Oh, and when did this one come out?
I think it was 95.
Oh, okay.
I think, no, the copyrights in this say like 92, 93.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the collection came out in like 95, but
that makes sense. Yeah, that'd make sense with my timeline too, for what I understood.
You're right. It says from 92 to 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and if this is the first 12, then obviously it's going to run from like 92 to 93.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, though, why were we talking about that big guy? Oh, the quips.
Oh, yeah, he was just throwing quips around. It's like, I don't know who you are, but I've had enough of you pushing me around. And I'm like, okay, Batman, relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just you and this guy who's obviously not listened to you yet. So why are you talking?
Yeah. I did like that he called multiple people that maybe would have a hard time controlling and regulating their emotions friend. Like, that just seemed nice to me. I was like,
I feel like that's a holdover from like Adam West, like 66 Batman for some reason.
Yeah, I can see that.
Wait,
I can see that.
What are you talking about?
Like there's twice where there was like big guys that like, didn't really have much logical reasoning. There's Amygdala and then this other guy and that other issue.
Man,
I forgot about
Amygdala.
Yeah. But yeah, he's all like, hey, it's all right, friend. A little bit how you talk to the Hulk, But,
I'm sorry, you just reminded me of like the dumbest part of the first arc where it's like, what if I just put Batman in a room with Amygdala?
Oh, yeah.
And then all of the villains that I currently have in Arkham.
Yeah, that was really... That was something. And, you know, he gets told off by Batman later in like a good fashion. He's like, seriously, like I guess I'm gonna let you off the hook, but I'm gonna have my eye
that's
on
super
you.
weird. Arkham doesn't face any consequences for what is the worst form of therapy.
Yeah.
Like inmate on inmate beating. Like what is that gonna solve?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like it went a different direction than I thought it was. I thought that like they were actually gonna like overtake Batman a little bit, but then like it was gonna be like, okay, Arkham, what are you gonna do now? How are you gonna put him back in your cells?
He clowns on this room of like 30 supervillains, no problem.
Yeah, I'm like literally if they took down Batman, like, oh, are you just gonna send in a bunch of orderlies now to take down these villains like that you just sent in? Like, no, they're gonna obviously overpower the orderlies and escape too. Like
that's how you get Arkham Asylum, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Honestly, yeah, I forgot Amygdala, whatever, was a character. So I thought, like, when Zaz said, that's the other thing that makes it dumb. It's a suggestion from Zaz to Arkham. It's like, when he said amygdala, I'm like, are they going to operate on Batman to, like, take out his amygdala?
Oh, man.
Which, that would have been better, technically.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
It's like, you know, obviously Batman has some issues with rage.
Mm-hmm.
And the amygdala is, according to this book, where, you know, rage comes from or whatever.
Right.
So, could do something.
Yeah. But no. Then there's the character that's just a roided out rage guy.
Yeah, definitely like a Blockbuster knockoff.
Yeah.
Wait, what? It says that is amygdala.
That
right?
is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is amygdala.
I literally thought in my head, because I couldn't think of amygdala, I thought it was like a floating brain.
Oh, you're talking like, what's the TMNT villain who's like the Krang in the suit?
Krang.
Yeah, Krang.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking of Krang.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Well, there's a couple of brains in jars, like, yeah. That's,
oh yeah, like that one from Doomsday Patrol.
Yeah, Doom Patrol.
Whatever.
They're not on the lookout for Doomsday.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Somebody should be.
Superman is.
Actually, the Shadow of the Bat with amygdala in it is his first appearance.
How many characters does this book introduce that we were not aware of?
We got Zaz and amygdala so far.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if what's his name? The one in the last arc.
Cadaver.
Cadaver, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I am gonna give this book props for naming those two, Cadaver and Body, because a cadaver is a name for a dead body.
Oh yeah.
And then
Gotcha.
the body ends up dead. It's like, that's kind of clever. You know what? That's thinking.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Cadaver was new.
Although it's not spelled that way. It's spelled with a C, technically, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That happens all the time in Batman.
Trying to think, what was his first name?
Cadaver? I don't know. I don't think they said it.
No, they did.
They did? Okay.
They probably did at some point. But
yeah. And then also, yeah, like they also did a lot of names that were, you know, I don't know, wordplay basically, which is often done in Batman, because like the Irish guy that had the son and all of that was named Macabre, or how do you say that?
Macabre. I always want to say macabre, but I think it's just macabre.
I think it's like French, so you don't pronounce most of it. I think it's just macabre.
Yeah, okay, macabre. Okay, I was worried that I was saying it wrong, but no, that is the way.
It's like rendezvous. You don't say most of the word.
Anyway, though, so yeah, his last name was Macabre, and that was just funny because he has this big macabre castle thing.
Yeah, which is wild. I don't know, like, what possesses you to build a building like that? Like, I know he says it's like a playground for his weird son, but like, just take your son to a playground.
Yeah. But then Batman will take him down on the playground, and then
at like 6. I'm not
Wait.
saying like right now. I'm saying like socialize the child so it doesn't become a sloth.
Yeah, that's true. You know, kids and adults are mean, and they're just gonna kill that kid.
Get the kid a mask.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
Anyway, though.
So actually, it looks like Cadaver's first appearance was in Detective Comics 588, which was before this.
I mean, they do talk about him getting shot by the Penguin, which
Oh.
was kind of weird. Like that they introduce him as being shot.
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay. Good point.
What about the Flea? Is that his first appearance?
That has to be his
This
first
has to be.
appearance. Yeah.
Like Chancer, Nimrod, and the Flea are definitely first appearances in this book. God, yeah. Whatever credit you earn for Cadaver, you lose for Chancer and Nimrod. Like, come on.
Yeah. This was his first appearance.
But yeah, you get a pass on the Flea because his whole deal is he's a flea. So sure, it's fine.
I will say, okay, so for the comic cover for that issue, like
Oh,
Batman
the one
looks,
with the Flea.
yeah, Batman looks like really cool, but like that's totally irrelevant. Like you don't really see that in the comic.
Huh.
He just has like really sharp. I don't know. I guess you could call them legs.
Sharp legs.
I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but you know.
Oh, are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's okay. I see. Yeah, it's just a kind of a pointier musculature and also very pointy arm spikes and needle point gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely they styled that costume up
Yeah,
for sure.
And I noticed that too in the last issues. It looked very much like Batman's costume was. Batman's costume looked different, but I wasn't exactly sure if it was just like the artist or just that they were trying to go for a different look.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to say.
I don't know. Yeah, he's got kind of like I don't know if it was in the other issues as well, but he's got like kind of like the upturned like sharp shoulder pads, which I've never been a huge fan of, but it's fine, I guess. Now I got to look back and see if it's in other parts too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, so speaking of the art, I don't know if you guys are ready to move on to that or not, but I really liked some of it, but also I think that this is, we've had an example of this before for sure, but I think this is a time when the inker and the colorist possibly, probably just the inker change a lot. And so it's all like, sometimes it's like, oh, I really like that. And then other times I'm like, that's different than what you had before. And I liked it more the last time. And I didn't really take strong enough notes because I didn't realize that initially. So now I'm not sure which issues I like the best and which inkers did what. But yeah, so generally though, I liked this art. You know, I felt like, you know, everybody was really, really expressive, as I said before. And I think that, you know, they put detail in the right places, you know, like sometimes like, you know, they kind of just like, we're like, no background necessary, but like that happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there are some parts that I liked, that stood out to me. So, like I said earlier, the level of expression they're able to give Zaz, even though you only see his mouth, I think that's really good. And then again, like when you see the facial expressions on Cadaver at the end, I also really like that. And I will give a nod to like the how they portray invisibility in this book. I think is pretty good. But otherwise, like it just doesn't really stick out to me, and so it's like it's fine. It's not bad, but it's just kind of serviceable.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, basically the so the first arc, the 4-issue one with Arkham, and then the next issue, which is the Black Spider one, that one is has the Brendan, what's his name? I've forgotten his last name already again.
Brian Stelfreeze?
No, it is Norm Brayfogle.
Okay.
Yeah, so those 5 issues have Norm Brayfogle penciling and inking. And so I think that those ones were the ones that I liked the best, art-wise, because, it's like this solidified, he knew exactly what he intended to ink kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next one is the American, or the Ugly American. And that one is penciled by Dan Jurgens, which, he was on Superman during the Death of Superman arc, and I really see his art style that way now. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what that looks like. And had Dick Giordano as the inker.
Yeah. And then we got the Misfits with Tim Sale as the artist.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's unfortunate that he got saddled with that one.
Yeah,
and I really like Long Halloween, and you said that apparently also has Tim Sale, but man, I don't like the Misfits.
And then Mike Collins as penciler and Steve Mitchell as inker for Thane of Gotham, which is the one with the giant baby. Well, technically he's not a baby, but
yeah, he's 13 years old.
He's 30.
He's like 30.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said his 13th birthday.
No, he said 30th.
Oh, oops. Okay. We'll
13 going on 30.
I've seen that movie.
Thanks, Dylan. Is that the plot? They have a sloth baby, and then the dad invites all the people who were involved over to a not murder dinner?
No.
God, what a dumb idea. Man, it wasn't until I said it that it really clicked how dumb that idea is.
I liked it.
Hey, Tim Sale did the art for the Human Flea, so
I like that one. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I just find it kind of odd that he's like, look, I just wanted them to feel some compassion. I'm like, I get it, but really?
Also, man, they were really living under a rock that he didn't know that Thomas Wayne died.
Yeah, that's true. It's like
that was the event in Gotham when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it seem like I was under the impression that Thomas Wayne was murdered that same day that his child was born.
Then he definitely should have known.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the same day. It was near. It was close to.
Okay.
It was probably that year at least.
Gotcha.
I think was what that was insinuating. Also, I don't think we've read anything on the show for it by this artist, but I was just realizing that Tim Sale's work reminds me a lot of John Romita Jr., not Senior.
Yeah, I don't know anything off the top of my head that he's done, but
yeah.
I mean, it sounds familiar, but that's because the other suffix.
Yeah, he's John Romita Jr., had, just like his father, a long run on Amazing Spider-Man, and he's actually going to return in the newest the next pair up for Amazing Spider-Man. He will be the artist.
Okay. Huh.
Again. Yeah. And he also did Daredevil, a long run on Daredevil. But yeah, so this kind of, and Batman and Daredevil get compared a lot,
Yeah, they do pretty often.
So yeah, kind of interesting that they have similar looks. But overall, I think I liked the first 5 issues art that penciling and inking the most. You know, I think that Tim Sale's art is like, it's good in its own way, but it's a little bit like flat, you know. It relies a little bit on the pencils and not enough shading, in my opinion.
I think he did. I will say, you know, maybe it's just because it's a standalone. He probably had more time to do it, but I think, yeah, the stuff on Long Halloween is definitely like better. But you know, that's how much of that is down to that's a standalone. This is a comic that had to come out every month.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
fair.
What are the levels that come with that?
Yeah. And yeah, I also, I will say too that I'm not sure if that criticism is the right kind of criticism. I maybe should have given this a little bit more thought. I just, like I said earlier, I didn't realize that there were so many artists on this book. Because like, I'm like, there are some scenes where it's like, oh, well, that's obviously some like, you know, good shading, you know, it's just different, you know. And I'll have to think more about why I like the first issues more than the last issues in that way.
Gotcha.
So what did you think of the art, Tailon? Because you did choose it for the covers.
Yeah.
And then it's a different art style, obviously, kind of.
Yeah. So I like the art in general. Just like I in a way it's nostalgic, but like not really. Like it's that kind of style of art where I'm like, okay, I enjoy this, you know. But I did notice like there were some panels where it tested me. And I was like, you know, I definitely prefer better, you know, newer art. But
Okay. Is there some scenes in particular that you remember?
No.
Okay.
But I assume it was probably in the last two because I think I had this thought like today.
Oh, wow.
So,
Gotcha.
Man, did we all finish this book today? Like, I
Yeah.
read like 200 pages of it like
Oh, wow.
3 days ago. And then I'm like, I got time. I don't have to finish this today.
yeah.
And then I didn't finish it until like an hour ago.
Yeah, same. Well,
Okay,
okay,
cool.
it wasn't an hour ago, but yeah.
Yeah, no,
basically
pretty
same
much
thing.
right before I got here, I finished it. And
All right.
yeah.
Well, at least they're fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All our thoughts. So,
Yeah, but I do like the more, I guess you would say, stylized Batman suit of like being very pointy. So that was
I don't know.
closer
I don't like
to
the
end.
shoulder pads. Like when they like, I don't mind long ears and like the long gauntlet things, but like when you start adding like the shoulder pads, it's a little much.
Okay, gotcha.
That's fair.
And what's interesting, so there's no connection here. I just realized, but before last episode when I was talking about, or maybe I just talked about about it with you guys, but I was like, I picked this, or I said about this book like, oh, it kind of reminded me of Maximum Carnage, and I just realized that they were done around the same time.
Oh yeah, they're both 90s books. Yeah.
But like the artists that work on it are not the same. So
Right, yeah.
like-
I will say that now that I've seen the interior more, I do see more what you're talking about. You know, I just saw the cover art, and I think you corrected me on that when we were talking about it, but still, I was like, the cover art's nothing like Maximum Carnage, you know? Yeah. But I'll say that, like, that cover art just, you know, it didn't do it for me. I'm not saying that it was bad, it just not what I like.
Gotcha.
Also, yeah, man, how weird to have like a 2-issue arc centered around fleas. Like, do you think they came up with the idea first and then came up with the character of the flea, or they came up with the character first and then figure out?
Are you thinking of the Tick again?
No,
the human
the
flea.
flea, the human flea.
Oh, the human flea. Okay, sorry. Go on then.
I just shortened it down
Okay.
to just the flea.
Okay.
But like, do you think they came up with the character first and then had to figure out the motivations, or like, we really want to tell a story about this flea circus that's going out of business?
Well, no, because it was really about Cadaver, and then I think that I would assume that they were like, okay, so there's a villain, he has not a lot of time to live, he has a brain tumor, And then they're all like, all right, well, what is he going to do? And he's like, well, he has this like thing with death. I mean, they call it a death fetish. And I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't really getting that actual vibe off of him. Like, I feel like they were being a little liberal with the word fetish, but
No, that was the original intent. That was the original meaning.
I don't think that's true, Taylor.
No, I don't think so. But anyway, so yeah, that's his thing though. He really likes death. He really likes killing people. And then so it's like, all right, how do we kill a lot of people? And then like, of course, you got the AIDS issue, AIDS is happening. That's a virus. Okay, what's some dangerous viruses? Oh, the plague. And it's like, all right, how we get plague to a bunch of people? Fleas. All right, now we're going somewhere. Well,
all right, now we're cooking.
Yeah. It's like, what about a family that runs a flea circus? Okay. And then like, and then you do a little bit of research. You go to the library because the internet isn't around yet in full force like it is now. It's like, all right, fleas. Oh, hey, they actually, they can go faster than the space shuttle.
50 times faster, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, their acceleration is 50 times more than the space shuttle.
Yeah, I was under the impression that like flea circuses were like not fake, but no fleas were actually involved.
No.
But apparently that it goes like half and half. Apparently some operate without fleas, and it's just like they're just so small you can't see them.
What?
But well, yeah, it's just like it's a carny trick basically. But yeah, it's just weird that it's involved to the extent that it is.
Yeah. I thought it was so funny to me, like it feels like honestly something that I'd expect more from Marvel than DC as far as like tone. But like I thought it was so funny that like, basically the human flea is like tied up and Batman's like, you'd make a lot of money if you patented this. And he's like, I didn't even think of that.
Oh yeah. I don't know. That kind of irked me. I'm not going to lie. It's like, you didn't even think about it? Like, it didn't cross your mind? Your first step was crime?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, also, Batman should realize that, like, there's a lot of barriers to patenting things and, like, creating something and being an entrepreneur. So, like, yeah.
He wouldn't know that. He was born into money.
Yeah. That's true. He wouldn't know that, but I'm just
That's all some lawyer's job.
So, like, also at the same time, that's not actually the best advice Batman could give him unless he's all like, yeah, and I'm like, Bruce Wayne, wink, wink, is going to help you with that process.
Why drag himself into it?
Well, I don't know, because he probably wants that technology.
But where else is there to work in Gotham? It's basically like Wayne Tech or a bank that's going to get robbed.
Or a child hospital that's going to get taken hostage.
Oh, yeah, that too.
I guess you could work for the police.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they get murdered by the Joker? Come on.
Mm-hmm. Or the mob, which is also the police.
Or be one of those guys that get trapped in a net.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the qualifications are not high. That is true.
All right. Anyway, though,
Man,
yeah.
what a book.
What a book.
I will say, I don't like it as much as I thought I would.
I liked it more than I thought I would.
Oh, that's good.
I liked it an intermediate amount, but I will forget it.
Yeah.
This is definitely not a memorable book. I don't know why. Like, I understand, like, they packaged it because it's, like, the first 12 issues. But, like, man, this collection of stories doesn't need to be together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I got
Like, why these stories?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say, like, the way that it was discussed in the introduction of, like, oh, we're just going to get, at least how I interpreted it, we're just going to have, like, a new criminal, like, every issue or, like, every arc, And I'm like, they didn't do what I thought they were going to do, which is, like, kind of a freak of the week thing, like criminal of the week.
Yeah.
And if they did that, like, I would have said, I don't like this. Because I would much prefer that kind of, if they did it that way, but with an overarching story. Like it's all leading to something.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do that, so I'm like, okay. But I would have liked my idea if they had done that better than what they did do.
Wait, okay, I see. You wanted it to be, instead of like all of the arcs are generally standalone, even when they're multi-issue.
Yeah.
But you wanted a through line of a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like, that kind of storytelling, like, I mean, it did get popular in comics before this, but it's become mega popular since it's happened in TV pretty much, And so that's like, yeah, like basically what they were doing was, doing these stories like, with multi-issue plot lines. But like to have like something like, for instance, Scott Snyder's Batman, where it's like things keep connecting and being interrelated and stuff, that just wasn't happening at this time. Yeah. Or at least not as much.
And I recognize that something like that, I just imagine was like, would be difficult to come up with,
Yeah, it takes a lot of collaboration and oversight, which, DC was, I mean, they were owned by Warner Brothers at this point, but it was still like very much, they were the comic company and that's just who paid the bills, It's a little bit less of a mega media franchise thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I see what you're saying though. That could be interesting. And I did feel like they were going to follow up on Jeremiah Arkham. Yeah, part of me almost wishes that like, we read Batman Face the Face or whatever, Two-Face Face the Face. Face,
Batman
face.
Two-Face, Face to Face. Yeah.
I'll just keep saying face until I'm right. But basically that one had some Detective Comics and some Batman comics issues intermingled. And I wonder, like, just from like a publishing standpoint, I guess, like, I'm like, would it be worthwhile to read like basically these issues alongside Batman and Detective Comics and what was the third one? It was Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. Yeah, that's right. That one was the one that takes place in the past. I guess Legends of the Dark Knight probably really wouldn't matter at all though, because
yeah, probably not. If I could guess,
but yeah, all of the ones that are taking place like somewhat concurrently, it's like, oh, that would be kind of interesting to see, like, if any of them like intermingle at all, like even just like a casual reference here and there. But
yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. But I guess it's been a while since we've been able to do this, since we've been reading one-offs quite a bit. But would you guys keep reading this?
I would
read
say
any
no.
more? Whatever.
No.
Yeah, I guess I'd say probably not, unless there was like some sort of promise for something like really cool. But like,
what if it was like this is the best part of this series?
Right? Yeah.
Gotcha.
They do something new again, basically. Especially because, like, I don't know, it kind of seems like they're going to keep Tim Sale on as the artist now. Unless they keep doing, like, just rotating art, but I don't know. But other than that, like, it's like with how, like, kind of like Talon said, it's like something different each arc. It kind of seems like there's not much reason to follow. It's like, why don't you have a rotating writer too? Why is Alan Grant on every issue? Because it's not like there's anything that really needs to stay standard, as long as you know who Batman and his rogues and his cast are at the time. You really, anybody could write one of these.
Yeah,
I guess, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't like it either. I'm just kind of surprised that the person who liked it the most out of the three of us still not going to read it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll look up the Wikipedia page. This is worth a Wikipedia look up.
Yeah, I'd say that for sure. Especially since it apparently introduces Amygdala and Zaz.
And the human
flea.
the human flea. and probably the Chancer.
Yeah.
That's got to be his first appearance.
Yeah. Unless there was a hero in Dallas, Texas, if that was true, they would have been all like, and then I fought blah blah blah, when they were introducing him. So yeah, probably not.
Yeah, man. So what a worse version of like any other luck-based hero, like Domino
or the Black Cat sometimes,
or Scarlet Witch sometimes.
Yeah, true. And he even wears a domino on his chest, so he's like, it's very much like probably like, I think Deadpool and Domino and all of them have been introduced at this point in the Marvel universe, so kind of a ripoff a little bit.
Deadpool would have been pretty recent though.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, but it in that way a ripoff, a ripoff of something very recent and popular.
I guess that's true.
But not Deadpool specifically, but Domino.
Yeah, I don't think Domino came before Deadpool.
No, definitely not. But they were introduced pretty together, I think. Because she was on again, off again love interest of Cable, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think. I haven't really gotten there, but I think so.
Well, when you figure it out, let us know.
Yeah, I will. Anyway, though, I think that's all that we have for this book.
It does seem like we're winding down a little bit here.
We can say this book will not make it to my favorites list for 2022.
Are you gonna log this every time?
I mean, I don't know if we're gonna do one. I mean, just be thinking about it, I guess.
Well, no, I think Jake means, are you gonna say that on every episode?
No.
Okay, because then what's the point of having a recap episode?
So they don't have to go through every episode. And
do you know how many episodes we recorded a year, Jake?
I don't know, like 30?
Yeah, that's a lot.
If you're a loyal listener and you say it every time, they'll know your list.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
fair.
actually, like, theoretically, it'd be closer to 52. Like, we do skip some weeks, but...
Yeah, so 30 is a good number.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm on the show and I don't know. Come on.
Anyway. This has been the Comic Panel. I'm Cody.
I'm Talon.
And I'm Jacob.
Thank you for listening. You can catch our show as it airs on Mondays from 5 to 7 p.m. on KSUA 91.5 FM, the People's Radio in Fairbanks, Alaska. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Comic Panel, It's Comic Time. You can find The Comic Panel anywhere you listen to podcasts. Find us on Facebook at It's Comic Time, Instagram at _comic_panel, and Twitter at The Comic Panel 1. There, you will get updates on when we air on KSUA and when an episode is uploaded to YouTube and to the podcast. Have a great rest of your day.